Everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog, and I know I always say this, but I'm so excited for this one. So I'm going to be participating in the readathon called Life on the Edge, which is hosted by Amanda from Talk About Swoon on Instagram, and I made a dedicated TBR for this, which honestly says a lot because I don't really do TBRs anymore, and so when I do, I have to be very determined. And the second that I found out about this readathon, I just knew I had to participate. So let's get into the concept. If you didn't see that TBR video, I'm gonna link it down below if you want to watch it. But basically, if you didn't know, there's like an unofficial term in the like book community, especially I feel like in the romance reader community. Basically, it's about the concept that you get super excited about a book and then you don't read it for ages. So Amanda described book edging as as a reader, the act of purposely avoiding reading a book you're very excited to read in order to prolong the anticipation of reading it. So I feel like this is a concept I've talked about many times before with like different definitions, and I've heard other people talk about it, and I feel like a lot of us do this, and we really just need this readathon. It's also a month-long readathon, and I really want to do more than one reading vlog for it, but I have a lot of plans, and I'm also very busy in August, so we'll see. Also, I'm sorry if this background is super boring. It's gonna get more exciting, but my family's here on a visit and they're in the living room where all the better spots are. It is about reading books that you're absolutely dying to read to a point that you've been avoiding them because you're like, how am I going to handle the excitement? I have two physical books here that I will mention to you now that like I've started and want to start with. And so normally at the beginning of vlogs, I kind of talk about a bigger TBR because again, I never do dedicated TBR videos. But since I already did, I will mention two main books for now that I'm fucking dying to read. And there is also one book that I already read. So I even have some spots on the bingo board already like fulfilled or whatever I should call it. So, we're doing great. It is August 7th and I have been working on a different reading vlog. So I basically only read this book and like I read another book for that other video. So not the strongest start in general, but like I feel really good about it and I'm ready to read these books that I've been avoiding, and I think it's gonna be the best time ever. So I hope you enjoy. And let's talk about the two books that I will probably be starting with, or like I've basically already started with. So I have Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. I got to page 96, not that far, especially considering how long this book is, but I'm really proud of myself because the thing that I mentioned in the TBR video is that this is a book that I've been avoiding because I think I'm gonna absolutely love it, but at the same time, I'm just simply intimidated by this book because if you didn't know, I have been kind of struggling with fantasy, and I have struggled for years with long books. Like I just don't like long books. It's not my thing, and it's really hard for me to like dive into them. And so I did it. I took the first step, and honestly, like I don't want to stop reading this. It's so good. One of my friends reviewed it on Goodreads and I randomly bought it one day, and it was just, it was meant to be. And now thanks to this readathon, it is meant to be for me to be finally reading this book. And so the other book that I have here is one that is very different and that is a basic adult romance, so very comfortable for me. That is Battle Royale by Lucy Parker, and I already started this as well and I got to page 78, but I have been procrastinating on this. I have definitely done the book edging a lot with this one. Like with Twin Crowns, I bought it maybe like a month ago, like 2 months ago tops. And okay, at this point, I think it's 2 months ago, but like this one I got last year and I had plans for reading this multiple times and I never did because I was just like, I'm not ready. But guess what? It's finally happening, and I think it's gonna be so good. And so for this, I think this is gonna be exactly the book that is just, like I'm gonna fly through it and it's gonna be comfortable, but at the same time, super fucking exciting. And so it is a grumpy sunshine romance where the two main characters don't really like each other and they have to compete to bake for the princess's wedding. And I love all the baking vibes. I love Grumpy Sunshine so much, and I just think this is gonna be such a fun time, a lighthearted, beautiful book, and I definitely need that in my life. And I feel like the combination of these is like really funny, but like I'm here for it completely. So that is what we're starting with. I am so happy, so excited, and I cannot wait to share all the exciting books with you. I feel like it's really time for me to read them. I feel like it's actually genuinely going to bring so much joy to my life and so many things that I desperately need. It is time for quite a few, well, like not a lot of updates, but it is about time for me to make an update because it's been like a week-ish, I don't know. So I don't remember the details about what I told you, but my family's basically been here like on a visit, and so obviously I've been super busy and like I had work normally, and then we have been going on trips and whatever. So obviously I haven't really had that much time to read. I told you I was gonna read Battle Royale. So in the true book edging fashion, I have not done that yet. I did actually make some progress with it, but the thing is, it wasn't even my fault in this case, because like obviously first of all I was really busy, but at the same time the main reason was this book right here. So this is How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder, and this is a book that like the universe forced me to book edge this book. So basically what happened with this book is that I didn't even actually have it on my TBR because I was waiting for the physical copy. I started a little bit of the ebook and I had such a strong feeling that I would love it so much that I was just like, I need to get a physical copy. And this was the case with the book, and I did that even before the readathon started. And so last month I started the ebook, and I immediately fell in love. You know, it was just the kind of thing that like I immediately felt invested in the romance, and I felt the chemistry. I was just so excited for it. And I forced myself to stop reading the ebook and bought the physical book. And then why the universe made me wait is because like I had to go to the post office 5 times until I could actually get the book. It was a lot. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but either way, it is in my hands. It is in my hands now. And I got to page 138, I mean 6. So I'm getting close to the halfway point, and I was just like, you know what, I have to do the update now because there's a high chance I will just keep reading, because like at this point, I don't want to stop reading the book for a single second. It is absolutely incredible. I think it's definitely on the way to becoming one of my favorite romances of all time, and I am so ready. So it's obviously perfect for this readathon, and it doesn't really work for that many prompts, but at least one, which is new to the author. I've never read anything by this author. I think it might also work for the age gap, but I'm not sure because like the age was mentioned when I was still reading the ebook like at the beginning, which was a few weeks ago, and I don't remember the age difference anymore, and I'm not really sure what counts as an age gap romance. So either way, it at least works for one prompt, but even if it didn't, like it works for the whole purpose of the readathon, and I'm dying to read it, and so obviously we're doing that. So I'm also gonna put the American cover on the screen because it's very different, and I have a very visual memory, and so I just want to like do that. If you know, you maybe don't remember the title, but you might have seen the cover before so that you don't get confused. So it is the same book as this one. So as the title suggests, there is fake dating in this book. We have Gray and Ethan. Gray is kind of like, I think she's like 25 or something, in her like maybe second half of her 20s. That's at least the vibe, but I do think that's roughly correct. And she is still kind of like, she's not at the beginning of her career. She did kind of start as a childhood actor, but at the same time, her career just never fully took off. She never really got a role that would like be what she wanted exactly. And so she's just trying to take her career to the next level, and she also wants to get into directing and not only acting. And so that is kind of her situation. And then we have Ethan, who is an A-list celebrity. He's a super famous actor who's been in a bunch of super famous movies. And he's been kind of like off the grid for a long time. He's also a single dad, so he is in his 30s. Again, I don't remember what exactly, but whatever. And so he's a single dad, and he's divorced, and his career kind of like is on a standstill because he basically worked on a lot of movies with his friend Sam, and Sam passed away. That was like 5 years ago before the book, and he is still dealing with that grief. And he is basically, there's this like script that they wanted to write together that he has been trying to finish but like hasn't managed to, and you know, at the same time, like, he just does not want to be in the spotlight, and he's grieving and he's hurting, and there's just obviously like there's just been so much pain in the past 2 years of his life in many different ways, like, you know, losing his friend and divorce and like being separated from his kids for a lot of the time, and all of that obviously is a lot. What ends up happening is that I forgot, like, their manager or something, I don't know what the name is, probably publicist, whatever, something. Like, this woman is like, you know what you two need is to fake date, so that, you know, like, Gray could get kind of like more into the spotlight thanks to Ethan's fame, and Ethan could kind of like regain the image of like being happy and having his life put together or whatever. It goes from there. So I love it so much. So I really enjoy fake dating. I wouldn't call it my favorite trope ever, but like when it's done well, I love it so much. In Ethan's situation, he definitely has the whole thing of like, I cannot fall in love. He obviously, like I said, has been through a lot, and so he does not want love. He feels like he's not worthy of it or ready for it, that he doesn't like have the emotional capacity for a relationship, that kind of thing. And that's obviously done really often in books, but I don't know, I feel like the way that it's done in here feels so raw, and the way that Gray actually like figures it out a little bit, like, I love that. And the dynamic is just so good. The tension is there, and I'm rooting for them so hard. And I just like, I'm feeling those getting feelings, and you know, like, I've been dying to finally get this book so that I could continue reading it, because like, it's just making my heart so happy. It is very intense, it is definitely angsty, but like not like a super overwhelming amount, but enough to like make me lose my shit, if that makes any sense. I definitely think I'll be finishing it either tonight or tomorrow, and I'm obsessed. Like, I don't know what else to say. I am just like absolutely in love with it. So yeah. Hi everyone. So I feel like I haven't talked to you in a million years, and I don't have that many updates, but I do have one very big update, and we definitely need to talk about that. And I just miss talking to you. It is literally like 11 p.m. I have been so busy. I don't even know what I'll talk to you. Like, we talked about how to fake it in Hollywood, right? Like, I did not make that up, I hope. I did finish this fucking masterpiece, and I will talk about it in a second. But first, I want to just give a tiny, like, quick life update, basically. Or should I talk about the book first, so that, you know, we can... I finished How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder. I actually finished it when my family was still here. So, like I said, they came for a visit, and they were here pretty much like almost for 2 weeks, and so I was obviously super busy, and that was like the first half of August basically. So let's just say I don't have that much time left for this readathon, but I'm trying to calm down, and there's a lot happening in my life in general, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. But I absolutely adored this book, and it's honestly, I think that like, well, there's 2 reasons why I haven't updated you since I finished it, because like, I finished it on Sunday and my parents left on Monday, but I've been working from Monday to Wednesday, and it is Thursday now. And to be honest, like, another reason why I couldn't film this update is because like, how the fuck am I supposed to talk about this book? So I obviously knew that I would love it, but what I didn't expect at all is how intense this book would be emotionally, and how much it would hit me in the fucking face, in my heart, in my feels. So this book is such an incredible romance, and it's very angsty in like a very emotional way. So it's obviously, you know, like, it starts as a fake dating story, and the 2 main characters are obviously like very attracted to each other. The tension is there, it is strong, and it is amazing. And at the same time, they both have reservations, especially Ethan, who is absolutely like, I cannot get attached, and I can't fuck this up, and you know, but both of them have a lot going on in their lives, in their minds, in their hearts, And, you know, just their mental health is a lot, especially Ethan again, but even Gray has a lot to deal with and think about and whatever. And so I did not expect the like mental health themes to be so intense in here. And so like it is really a lot. So both the main characters have really complicated parental situations, which isn't even discussed that much, but like that is one thing. And so this book does deal with alcoholism and even like drug addiction a little bit, though that's like more in the past. Like obviously alcohol is also a drug, but like, you know, so like a trigger warning for that for sure. That is something that I didn't expect. I obviously like I haven't even like actually heard that many people talk about this book yet. And so I definitely want to put that out there. And there's actually like a lot of things going on. I tried to list the content warnings on my Goodreads in my Goodreads review, so I'm gonna link that down below. While this definitely feels like a summery, lighthearted romance in some ways, you know, like celebrities and LA and fake dating and all of that fun stuff, it really hits you in the face with the emotions that I did not expect, but at the same time, like I had that strong feeling, you know, that like I would connect to this book so much. And it is like, I didn't even expect it to the extent though. So I'm not gonna get into it and tell you my whole life story. But so much in this hit me so hard, and just like I just absolutely loved. It was honestly really painful, and I can see why people would get really frustrated with some things that happen near the end of the book, the conflict and all of that, all the things that get in the way of the characters. But I actually felt like while it was really painful and frustrating in some moments, it actually felt right for the story. It made sense and it was hard to handle, but at the same time, I think it was done really well, and it just like worked. And you know, like two people who are broken trying to figure out how to put the pieces back together and how to make their relationship work in a healthy, amazing way. And it takes them a while, but you know, they get there. And seeing people in a situation like this made me so emotional. Seeing them face those horrible, painful things and grow so that they could be together in a healthy, amazing way was just, it made me so emotional, and I wanted that for them so fucking hard. And it made me cry almost. Like if I wasn't in front of my family when I was literally finishing reading this book, I would have definitely sobbed. And I think I did actually shed a tear or two. Long story short, fucking adored this book, and I feel like this doesn't even say like a half of what I need to say about this book. I think eventually I do want to write a review, but I have no idea how the hell I'm going to talk about how I'm going to do that. So this was absolutely incredible. I recommend it to a lot of people. So I do think that like if you like the summary type romances that are just very fun, it will give you that and the celebrities and whatever. But at the same time, if you like very emotional books that are angsty and painful but so beautiful and filled with hope and love, you just absolutely need to pick up this book. Like please pick it up. I cannot wait to read more books by Ava Wilder. I wasn't sure, I should have looked it up before I read this book, but I was hoping that she might have some other books already, like before this, like a little backlist, you know. But this was her first book. But like I absolutely cannot wait for more. I will sell my soul to get copies of all of her books. I cannot wait. That is this book. I have not read anything since, which to be honest, like I don't think the book like put me in a slump or anything. I do think it might be a little bit of the situation that's like you read something so incredible that's like, how are you gonna read anything else after this, you know? But at the same time, I think that the thing is, there's been a lot going on, like I said, and the thing that I actually want to say, because like I just want to document it and I just want to quickly mention it, is that like I actually don't really want to escape reality right now. And that is really wild for me to say. Like you know, let's be real here, you know, like let's just, you know, heart to heart, I have been feeling very vulnerable these past few days and shared my vulnerable things with people, and it's been terrifying, but I want to do it with you as well. So my mental health has not been the best for a long time, and I've been doing a lot of progress and healing, but obviously it's like a lifelong process. But I just feel like, obviously, like I adore reading. It means everything to me, and I am always going to be a reader. I'm always going to read a lot because I love books and it brings me so much joy, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. However, I would be lying if I said that like a part of why I read so much is because I don't want to really face the real world. I don't want to be present in it, and I am looking for escapism more days than not because like I just want that joy. I need that joy because I just feel either numb or sad a lot of the time, and obviously romance books especially help me with that. But the thing is, obviously it doesn't make the sadness go away, and yeah. But what I actually want to say is that there's a song that I'm absolutely in love with. I need to double check the artist's name, but I have been like singing it, dancing to it, listening to it all the time, and like I actually found it so randomly, and it's called Way Less Sad by AJR. So the lyric is like, and so the point of the song is like, I'm not happier, but I'm way less sad, and I actually feel like I am less sad, and I have been feeling some glimpses of happiness, and it feels really fucking amazing. And like there has been so much going on, and I'm really overwhelmed in every single way, like happy, sad, scared, every every single emotion imaginable, to be honest. And it's a lot to take in, but at the same time, like I actually want to deal with it. You know, I want to be present, and I want to feel it and get through it, get out the feelings that I need to feel right now. And so I actually feel like I need to be here in the moment and not escape into books, because that is what I've been doing for ages, and one of my big issues is running away from my problems, which definitely was a theme in this book as well. Another side note that I actually never talk about, because not because I actually don't want to talk about it, is something I love talking about, but it's like, you know, there's people who have access to my channel that I don't necessarily want them to know things. But fuck that. So like I actually go to therapy, and I have been for a while now, and it is definitely one of the best things that I've ever done. And I honestly didn't feel self-conscious about it or anything before, and I just was terrified to like tell my parents and whatever. So that was like my main thing that was holding me back. But like for so long I knew that I needed therapy and I needed help, because like I could not deal with everything on my own. And so I obviously know that it's a very complicated thing, but if you do have access to therapy and if you can do that, please do. Like it is such an incredibly powerful and amazing thing that honestly pretty much everyone needs. Even if you feel like, you know, like your problems aren't big enough, like if you're even considering it, it means that there is most certainly something that you could use some help with. And it doesn't matter if it's a very serious thing or something that you feel like isn't serious. Like if it affects you in any way, it is serious in some way, you know? So that's just something that I really wanted to say. And yeah, when it comes to like actually like physical things happening outside of my feelings or brain, whatever, is like I'm basically kind of moving, and like soon, and like leaving my job and whatever, you know, millions of things like that. Like I'm having an existential crisis. I had a plan, and I feel like the plan is gonna change, and so I'm like, I finally realized that I wanted to change, and so we have to figure all that out. So I have no idea how much more reading I'm gonna do in this video, but again, like this is literally not the point. Even just reading this book was fucking incredible, but we're obviously gonna read more than that. So I do think that, like, once again, like I've been really struggling to figure out what book to read next, and I think that is because I just feel like I just need to take a break from reading for like a week, you know, which is fucking nuts. But I do think I will be picking up Battle Royale. Like it is time. I really want just like the lighthearted type rom-com vibe that I think this is going to offer. Before I shut the fuck up, it's gonna be soon. Is I actually think I'm about to like go to bed and whatever, and I was gonna read, but I actually think I'm gonna write. And I also want to mention it because there's a vlog where I like unboxed stickers that I ordered from Redbubble, and I never actually showed how it looked on my laptop. So this, oh no, wait. This is what my laptop looks like now, and I am fucking in love. So this one and this one are not from Redbubble. This one is like random. I think it was like a freebie with something, so I'm not sure who it's from, unfortunately, but this one is from Leo from Books with Leo. Mind Daisies is the name of the shop. So yes, but the other ones are from different artists on Redbubble, and I'm obsessed with it. I have literally been wanting stickers on my laptop for years, and I finally fucking did it, and it wasn't even expensive that much. And Redbubble actually has a thing that like the more you buy, the more you save. So now I will actually shut up, and I will talk to you soon with some reading updates or some random updates, because like I do actually really want to do more lifestyle vlogs and relax when it comes to how much I read in every single vlog. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I'll talk to you soon.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not.
I have some reading updates, and I also want to talk to you about some watching updates. So I went to the movies yesterday, and I also finished watching Never Have I Ever. I actually got 2 books yesterday that you probably saw B-roll of before this, but I haven't actually told you that, you know, I got them and whatever. So I think I actually did tell you that I was going to go to the bookstore, so I did. And my purpose of going there outside of, you know, just hanging out there and whatever was to get this beautiful book right here. I also feel like this cable is super annoying. So that was my plan. That was what I went there for. And, you know, I checked on the website. It was supposed to be there. And then I asked, and the person working there said that it should be there, but then, like, they didn't find it. So, you know, so I was like a little bit sad, but, you know, like I also went there with the thought of like, I basically went there without a physical book because I told myself, you know, like I'm gonna manifest the fact that like they're gonna have the book and whatever. And then I was like, oh shit, like I actually did want to read. And I took my poetry notebook and my phone, obviously. So I told myself that like if they didn't have the book, I could either write on my phone or I could write some poems. And I did write some poems, but then thanks to the fact that they didn't have this there, I actually found a different book that I started when I sat down at the coffee shop there, and that is The Accidental Pinup by Daniel Jackson, which is a book I've been dying to read. It just sounds so good, and it's also, the cover is illustrated by Lenny Kaufman, my favorite. And so I want to collect all of Lenny's books, like designed by her, you know? Basically what this book is about is, it's about Cassie and Reed, and Cassie basically owns this like photography studio. She's obviously a photographer, and she also works with her best friend on her like lingerie line or like brand company. So she also like shoots those types of photos. And so that is something that I already was so intrigued by because it's something I fucking love. I actually don't talk about it a lot, but I love photography, and I don't exactly call myself a photographer. My favorite thing has pretty much always been taking photos of people, but I never had people to take photos of. Even like I have friends and I have close friends, but basically they all hate having their photos taken, and I never was like capable of asking strangers and whatever. And so yeah, but at the same time, like I also love taking photos of little things in life, you know, like sunsets and like a pretty house and when I see a bird flying and whatever. And so like in like an artsy way, I am a photographer, I guess, you know, sort of, not professionally. It is not something I ever wanted to pursue as a career, and I think that is why I kind of hesitate to call myself that, but I absolutely fucking love taking photos outside of just, you know, I want to take a photo of my lunch so that I can share it with my friends, you know? But anyways, the concept in this book is actually something that I have in a book, and not in like, it's funny because like every time people talk about, like writers talk about how, you know, someone else has their has a similar idea to their book, I always see the people like freaking out about it. And I absolutely understand, like obviously it is a very scary thing, but the way that I see it is just like, it honestly just makes me excited. I obviously write about things that are like sound amazing to me, you know, like I want to read about it, I want to see that happen, it sounds so fun, and the thought that I can have it like the same thing but in multiple different ways is the best thing ever, because every single writer is always going to write it differently. And the thing that I have, like the connection here that I haven't even gotten to, is that while Cassie is normally the one behind the camera, she actually will find herself in front of the camera. So I only read like 26 pages, so I haven't even gotten to that part yet, but she's basically gonna have to be the model, and the photographer is gonna be a guy who's like her rival. It's like rivals to lovers, and like a workplace romance when like he has to take photos of her in lingerie on top of that. Like that is so fucking exciting to me, and I got this book and I'm super excited for it. But the thing that I actually wanted to talk to you about, like in the first place as well, is These Are the Words by Nikita Gill. So I obviously have the book in my hands, so I did end up getting it, and I ended up getting it 2 minutes before the bookstore closed, because I actually ordered it through like a click and collect situation, because I did not want to come there again and like not find it. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. And the bus was supposed to arrive there like 15 minutes, like 19 minutes before the closing time, because like I obviously don't want to be the person who comes to a store 1 minute before they close, so I understand how fucking annoying and inconvenient that is. But the bus was late and I was literally there 3 minutes before, and the cashier was super sweet and I got the book. And so I also read the whole thing today, and I highlighted so many lines in this, like almost every single page. I highlighted something in there, and I have talked about Nikita Gill many times before, and she is my favorite poet, and this was a collection that I was anticipating so hard, because the thing is that Nikita writes like a mixture of poetry and like short stories, and her last poetry collection was like a novel in verse. Absolutely fucking adore Nikita's writing and the way that she like feels things and describes things. It just like connects with me on such a deep level. And so I was so excited for this to come out, because I knew that this is like another actual poetry collection, and it's illustrated, and it's about, you know, like fearless verse to find your voice, which is something that I exactly needed. And it's just like the type of thing that like, it came to me at exactly the perfect time of my life, and I needed it so much, and I loved it so much, and it was absolutely fucking everything. And I think that later on I will read some lines to you, or at least like one poem or something, but I haven't chosen which one. I also did my nails, by the way. I am in love. But that is all. This update has been a million years long, so I'm gonna try to put my shit together and figure out what I'm reading so that I can talk to you about it in a more put together way. And so I'll talk to you soon when that happens. Hi everyone. So I feel like this is a bit of a weird angle, but hopefully it looks okay and we're gonna work with it. I'm sorry about the lighting. I got home late, and so yeah. So I actually have no idea what the last thing that I talked to you about was. I am pretty sure I was having a crisis. I didn't know what to read. After that, I actually decided to start another reading vlog. It did kind of like help me figure out what to read, because the thing is, I love this readathon so much. The concept is everything, and I definitely want to do things like this again, like beyond the readathon. We literally have like 6 days left of the month, maybe 5, I'm not sure. Yeah, 5. And so I obviously don't have that much time, but I am first of all very excited. We will be reading more, but second of all, I definitely want to do something like this again. It's just like the issue is I need help with deciding what to read, which now that I think about it, I'm so fucking dumb. I literally completely forgot that there's a fucking bingo board that I could have used to help me. And I'm pretty sure if I remember it correctly, the prompts aren't like super specific. Because I was about to say the thing that is difficult about it is that I only have books that are like literally the most exciting books ever. And I'm like, how am I supposed to decide between them when every single book excites me, you know? But yeah, there's a bingo board that I can literally use to decide as well. So yeah, it is not specific, but still. So okay, anyways, I am actually here to talk to you about something very fucking exciting, which is the next book that we will be reading. And so time for a tiny book haul, because I also want to mention another book that I don't think I'll be reading in here, but I recently got at a secondhand bookshop and I saw some good reviews, so I want to share it with you anyway. So I actually will do that first. So that is My American Duchess by Eliza James. And this is very, very floppy. The person still managed to break the spine, which I don't understand how since it's so floppy, but it's not like super broken, so whatever, but it was super cheap and my dad actually bought it for me. So shout out to him. Anyways, I'm very excited for this and I'm actually like starting to plan my September TBR because I'm pretty sure I talked about this like a million times in this vlog, but I will be moving. I will be basically going back home for a while and not that long, but like I'm trying to figure out what I want to read there and so what I also want to read in September. And I want to read a lot of like fall books. I have seen so many people on BookTube talking about fall and planning like those types of books, and historical romance is something that feels super cozy to me. I feel like every summer and spring, I don't read a lot of them because like that is just like, even though I love them so much, it's just not the right vibe. However, the fucking book that just came out that I got a special edition of is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I will probably have it in the title of this vlog, even though like I did not plan on reading it in here. And I mean, it literally just came out. So again, like no book editing has been happening, but I don't care. So it is a book that I'm obviously super fucking excited about. So I actually don't necessarily consider Ali Hazelwood my like #1 favorite author or even like one of my all-time favorite authors. Because like there are some things like I personally don't fully vibe with the STEM setting. Like I don't mind it, but it's not something that I like specifically enjoy. I think it's super cool. It's just not my thing because I'm not a STEM person. That's literally all. And I never like completely, it's just like not entirely my vibe. However, I have enjoyed and had fun with every single one of her books, and I did pretty much give them like either 5 stars or 4 stars or something. So if you didn't know, Ali Hazelwood obviously wrote The Love Hypothesis, but she also wrote 3 novellas, and I actually enjoyed all of them. So The Love Hypothesis, I was really nervous to go into, but I did end up loving. So I actually vlogged about it last year for my like Goodreads Choice Awards romance reading vlog. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, I'm gonna link that down below. However, I knew that this was coming out in August, and I literally today I checked Goodreads because I was like, I saw a few people add it on Goodreads, but I haven't seen anyone on BookTube reading it yet or anything, and so I wasn't sure, and no one on Twitter was talking about it either. I just randomly thought of it and I checked Goodreads and it was out. But it came out like 2 days ago, like this Tuesday, and it's Thursday today, and I just had a feeling that I feel like in the UK, books usually come out on Fridays, and maybe it's Thursdays now that I think about it, but I think it was Fridays, and that's what I observed, not what I knew for sure, and so I just kind of expected that it would be coming out tomorrow in that case. But then I checked the website and it said that it was first of all an exclusive edition, second of all already out, and third of all a little bit discounted. So I got a discount on this fucking beautiful edition. I'm already in love with just the fact that this is a pink cover. Pink is my favorite color, along with purple, and I don't even have a lot of them. I don't have almost any pink books. We have to fix it. And so I love this cover, and like it has these sprayed edges, and I'm not sure if anything is different on the cover itself, but the letters are like, I never know what it's called. They're just like raised, and I don't know. But I'm so fucking excited. So I actually got bubble tea, which I still have some of, and I'm so excited to finish it. I love it. I have been getting the brown sugar bubble tea, milk tea, whatever, and I am obsessed. And it was the one time that I decided to experiment because my best friend was like, you should try it, and I was scared, but I did, and I've been drinking it ever since. So yeah, and so when I was there at the bubble tea place, I started this book and I got to page 10. But I started it immediately, which is always just the most exciting thing ever. And I also love the fact that the heroine has purple hair. I have purple hair. It probably does not look purple right now at all, and like it has faded a lot at this point, but it is just something that I always love to see, and I basically never see in books. Like, I actually don't remember if I ever read a romance book with a heroine who has dyed hair. Like, I think I did. Oh yeah, Eve Brown. Okay, so I did, but it doesn't happen often, and it is something I love. So yeah, last thing I want to say about this book is there was the nicest cashier at the Waterstones that I went to. He was just like so fucking nice, and he wished me good luck with moving, because he actually was like that I could get this book in the like buy one get one half price thingy. And I told him like that I shouldn't be buying a second book because I'm moving next week. I shouldn't have been buying this book anyways. But again, you know, I did not want to book edge this one. Like, anyways, I need to shut the fuck up. But the last thing I will say for now is that I also bought this bookmark there. So it has this protective cover, but I'll take it out so that I can show you. And so this is how it looks. And I need more bookmarks. Like, I am one of the people that loves collecting them, but I actually don't have that many. And so this one says, "We are stardust, meant to shine." And it is just something really meaningful to me, and it looks so pretty. So I do think I will be using this for fantasy books because it has like a fantasy vibe for me, in my eyes. And I like to use bookmarks that have like the vibe of a book. And I just realized I have the perfect bookmark for this. But yeah, this update has been way too long, so I'll talk to you later. Hi everyone. So it is August 31st, and I have not read shit. I don't really have an update right now, and maybe I have read something that I haven't told you about yet, but I also hope I'm gonna read more today at the airport. But I'm going to the airport. I don't know if I've talked about it. Basically, I've been living in Edinburgh, and I'm going back home for like a month-ish. And so I've been moving, and I've been actually doing some things and getting a life, which is fucking wild, but like we love to see it, I guess. I'm just like still like, what the fuck, you know? I don't normally do things, and so I haven't read any fucking books this month. I've read like 7 books, which is like such a low number for me, but I actually think I'm kind of happy. And my mental health feels a lot better, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but we're kind of thriving. And at the same time, I'm very fucking overwhelmed because for the first time in a million years, I'm really sad that I'm leaving. But that is a good thing because it means I really want to come back. And that is a feeling that I wanted to get to for a really long time. And I'm incredibly grateful for it. And I just need time to process, you know? We're gonna cry, we're gonna smile and laugh. And I mean, we've already been doing that. And so I'm sad and emotional, and I'm a very sentimental person, but that's kind of why I wanted to do one more update in this fucking apartment. Oh, the tears are coming. I will miss it a lot. I never even showed it to you, so I'm gonna try to show like a little bit of it, even though it's a mess, because we still have some stuff, because my bestie slash roommate is like leaving after me. And anyways, so I'll show you a little bit of it right now. And we're gonna leave. And I'm really sad because I loved this apartment. And at the same time though, I am excited for what the future brings. But I'm also just really happy for what is in the present already, and it's a lot in the best way. So okay, I'm gonna get up from the couch and show you some shit. My roommate is also currently in the bedroom, so won't show that, but it's honestly fucking boring. So I love it. There is a giant bed and it is so comfortable. It's amazing, but it's also just super boring. I also never really showed the apartment or the view because I got paranoid about like people finding out where I live. But I'll actually show you the view from the window because I'm moving out. So this is the view from one of the windows. Absolutely love it. Now this is the couch and an almost empty Coke bottle, random shit on the table, and the pillows look like a mess. This is the table. None of that stuff is mine, but that is what we're working with. Then there's this thing here. And this is the kitchen. So it's actually a really fucking big kitchen. And I love it. Like, again, it's honestly, you know, kind of boring. Like, on video, it's really boring. And I never really decorated either, but I actually love how like clean it is, and I do think in the future I want more color in my living space and decorations, but like it does really soothe my anxiety to have something simple like this. And then we have this view here, and I can actually see a fucking castle from here. So that's honestly pretty much it. I could show you the bathroom as well. But I actually did film there before. So yeah, oh God, that is bright. I will really miss it here, but I'm really grateful that I got to live here in the first place, and I'm excited for the next chapter because I think it's gonna be even better and we fucking love to see it. So I'm gonna shut up now and I'm gonna say goodbye, but the city will, I mean, I was about to say the city will come back, but like I will come back, you know, but anyways, we will be reunited. So I'll see you when I'm home and you'll see my cats, and then we're probably gonna wrap up the vlog. But yeah, I'm excited to share a little bit of the journey with you. Hi everyone, so it is like at least a week after my last update, probably a little bit more, and I'm here to give you a final update. Last time that I talked to you was exactly a week and a day ago, and I was leaving Edinburgh, and so I'm obviously back home now, and I'm here to talk to you about Love on the Brain, and that is the last book we're going to talk about, because I did not end up reading anything else in August, and I'm pretty sure I finished this in September, but I'm going to talk to you about it in here anyways, because like I already started and I might as well share my thoughts. And yeah, because I feel like I didn't end up reading that many books in here, and I'm sorry if the vlog is very chaotic, but I hope it was enjoyable at least a little bit anyways. August just got super extreme for me, and I did not end up reading any books at all almost. And however, stay tuned for my videos in the next few weeks, because September is going fucking wonderful when it comes to reading and like other things, but like yes. So anyways, let's talk about Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. So I obviously read the whole book and finished it, and I don't know if I told you that I was even like, did I tell you anything about this book? I'm not sure. Let's quickly talk. Let's set the scene, and you know, in case you don't know what this book is about, I'm going to describe it really quickly. So we have Bea and Levi, who kind of have basically, Bea thinks Levi hates her, And that is like a big thing here. And so she thinks they have a hate to love situation, but in fact, it could not be further away from the truth. And the two of them, after a long time of not seeing each other, they knew each other in college, and they had all those interactions that made me think that he hates her. And now they have to work on this giant, super important project together. So it basically has like forced proximity, office romance vibes, and or like more like workplace, well, I guess it's an office romance, but workplace romance, whatever. And so just like the first book and all of Ali Hazelwood's books, it centers around STEM, and specifically this is like a NASA project. It is like neuroscience type stuff. I am not a scientist in any shape or form, and so that's all that I can tell you about that. But it is really, so yeah, it has that setting, and it deals with like misogyny in the STEM space and all of that, just like all of Ali's books. And I do think that is cool. It is not something that personally interests me. I think it's amazing that it is a thing that we have, because like it is not that common, and like I'm happy for all the people that want to read about it, and I definitely don't think it's a bad thing. It's just not something that I personally really like love, but it also doesn't like ruin it for me. It's just like, it's just there, and that's fine. I loved the romance. I ended up giving it 4 stars, so I honestly think I liked it more than The Love Hypothesis, and I'm not sure if I gave that, what rating I gave that. I kind of felt like it was 4.5. Looking back, I think it's like a strong 4, and this is 4.5. And I did really love that book. I just think my issue was that like there were some kind of like triggering themes around sexual assault, and I hated that. And it's not that the book did it wrong, it's just like it just like was not what I wanted to read. And in this, it is way less, doesn't have anything like that, and so it just made it an overall more pleasant experience, and I just had a lot of fun with it. Like, I didn't completely fall in love with it, but Levi is completely gone for B. He loves her so much already, and like he basically just feels super awkward around her, and he makes her think that he hates her, but like completely unintentionally, because he's just like a nervous wreck near her and grumpy, and he's just trying not to like her because he thinks she's married when she's not. It was just a lighthearted, fun, entertaining book, and it was a little steamy, and it was cute. And if you just love heroes completely gone for the heroine, like they fall first, all of that, like you need to read this book, because Levi is a fucking wonderful hero, and I definitely loved him the most in this book. Like that, he was my favorite part of this book for sure. I liked B as well, didn't feel necessarily super invested in her, but overall I just really enjoyed this. And I don't want to necessarily compare it to The Love Hypothesis. I feel like everyone just has different opinions. I know that some people are saying that it's a lot worse, some people are saying that it's the same thing. I don't feel like it's the same thing. I just think that Ali Hazelwood has very similar vibes and styles, and I feel like there's clearly a lot of specific things that she likes in her books that she writes all the time, and I think that is definitely not for everyone, and I can understand why people would not want to read like that. But for me, I enjoy some of the repetitiveness, because for me it's like it is still different characters, it is still a different story, and when I want that experience, it's really comforting to know that like I know what I'm signing up for, and if I'm in the mood to read what I know Ali Hazelwood writes, I can read it, you know. And it's not necessarily something I want to read all the time, it's not necessarily something that's going to become an all-time favorite, but it is still a really fun, wonderful time that is nice to have, if that makes sense. So these are my thoughts. I hope it made sense. I feel like that was a little bit all over the place, but I really enjoyed it. I'm also really fucking happy that it's a pink book that I can add to my collection, because I love pink books, and I basically don't have almost any, so very happy that I read it and enjoyed it. I also just love this edition, and I never have special editions, so very happy and satisfied with this reading experience. So let me know what you thought about the book. I would love to know. And yes, so thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry it was kind of a mess, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and if you made it this far, Leave like a sciencey emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!